Welcome to Dugout Chatter. We are going to see how America's pastime has shaped generations of young men and women into the determined people they are today.
All right, hello and welcome back to Dugout Chatter, episode 3. And today's guest, this guy's played quite a bit of baseball. From what he's told me, like a lot of baseball. Mm-hmm. He's a big-time men's league veteran. Fuck it. Conrad, welcome to the show. How you doing, dude?
What's going on, guys?
And Chris, you're back?
What up?
Yeah. All right, Conrad, let's just start off with a pretty fun question. What's your favorite baseball video game?
I was always like a big Slugfest guy, like in the early 2000s.
Which one? The one with Sammy Sosa on the cover? 04?
Yeah, I want to say, no, not even. Like PlayStation 1.
Oh, okay.
Old school.
Yeah, like 99 maybe or 2000.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. But I play the show. I just switched from PlayStation to Xbox, so haters going to hate, I guess.
Yeah, well, for me, it's about PC these days.
Yeah.
That's where all the games are. So, where do you want to start with your baseball journey? Do you want to start from the beginning, childhood, like when you got hooked, when you started watching?
Sure. I started playing ball when I was 3, so I've been playing for like 27 years.
Damn. Yeah, we all started young here.
Yeah.
Chris, you said
I started at 3 also.
Yeah, I started when I was like 5, coach pitch.
Yep. I mean, my dad he played ball when he was a kid. My older brother didn't play ball. So I basically started my family at the ball field. My older brother played soccer.
Oh, why?
He was good at it, dude.
Why soccer?
He's like a tall, skinny guy. Like he's like a string bean, you know. He could have been a pitcher, I guess.
Those guys are athletic.
Yeah,
soccer players.
True. Yeah,
for sure.
But my dad just wanted me to get into a sport, and we lived in Lake Worth, right down the street from Manzo. Okay. So like those fields used to be like a huge youth league.
Yeah, they had the Lake Worth League out there. I played there too.
Yep. So I grew up playing there until I was about 12. I started playing travel ball when I was 8. And my team that I started with when I was 8, we traveled everywhere until we were 12. We went to Cooperstown.
Oh, nice. Dude, you been to Cooperstown, bro?
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Oh, man.
I remember when I was about, I don't know, maybe 8 years old, my brother played in Cooperstown, but it was like a family vacation up there.
Hell yeah.
It was fucking sick.
Yeah. It was definitely a family vacation for us, but just my parents went with me. So I didn't have my 2 younger brothers go. My older siblings, they were already out of the house, so they were never really involved in my baseball. But my younger brothers, we were always at the field.
Yeah.
My youngest one, Colton, he tried to keep up, but he wasn't like as talented in baseball as my little brother Chase and myself. And I always told Chase, I was like, look, I didn't have someone like you, or I didn't have someone like me pushing me like I'm pushing you to practice and train and everything. And I always tell him like he was better than me when we were growing up. As far as like age difference, I was always like, dude, you got so much more talent than I got.
Yeah.
Plus you got me here that I'll go to the field any day.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, yo, I want to go throw. Go to the throw.
That's awesome.
We could literally walk to the field.
No, so, I really believe that about Conrad, because as soon as I started the podcast, this dude texted me, he's like, bro, what's going on with the podcast? When can I get on? This, like, I could tell from the beginning, like, this guy's a bro. Like, he actually drove me here today.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And Rich.
Yeah.
Coming in for the save. Are you a pitcher?
I used to pitch, yeah, but I had shoulder surgery when I was in the military. Oh. And I was never able to rehab it properly, and especially rehab it for like athletic stuff, like baseball, anything like that. Basically, the military was like, well, if you can do push-ups, then you're back to work. So I was back to work pretty quickly. I guess I was like in a sling for like 6 weeks and then rehab for 6 months, and then I was back to work. So
That's awesome. What branch of the military?
Army.
Right on.
Yeah. I was infantry.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So how long
So
were you in
much
service
fun.
for?
4 years.
Oh, okay.
From 2013 to 2017.
Wow.
I played ball for the U.S. 9 Armed Forces team.
Oh, how was that? That sounds like
It was fun. So Dave Sally.
Oh boy, Dave Sally.
So I've known Dave since before the men's league.
Dude loves his 9 a.m. games.
He coached my younger brother, and me and him just became like friends. Then I started playing for him on the Bums.
Oh yeah.
Back in 2011, and I was with them until 2013 when I left, and then he called me one day. He's like, "Yo, we got like an all military team if you want to come play." And I was like, "What? An all military team?" He's like, "Yeah. Like it's Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, like whatever.
That would have been interesting.
Veterans, everything.
Getting all those guys mixed up together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we talked a lot of shit.
I'm sure.
Dude, I bet.
You know what Marine stands for, right?
No.
My ass rides in Navy equipment.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You guys probably drank a lot of beer.
Yeah, but so he called me and I was like, yeah, for sure, I'll do it. And I ended up traveling one summer to, I think, Kansas City. Played in Kansas City in a collegiate tournament 4th of July weekend.
Oh, cool.
And then the next year we went to Missouri, we were in Kansas City, Kansas, and then Springfield, Missouri the next year. And it was a lot of fun. Being in the middle of nowhere kind of sucked, but the actual playing itself was like a great experience, getting to know those guys, playing side by side with some incredible athletes that just never really got a chance in like college or anything. They just enlisted right out of high school.
Yeah.
They could have played college ball easily, at least D2.
Yeah, because dude, are they all like? If you're in South Florida, you can pretty much play D2 anywhere.
That's big facts.
Yeah. No, like the baseball down here is really good. So you were pretty much down here playing your whole life.
My whole entire life.
Yeah. You play any other sports?
I played football, like 2 seasons. I wanted to play in high school, but unfortunately, I didn't keep my grades up.
Chris, sounds like you guys got some stuff in common.
Oh yeah, we sure do. What was that? What's the first word out of student athlete again?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hyphen.
Don't worry, it took me a while to learn too.
Yeah. I mean, I ended up graduating with like above a 3.0 GPA, but
Hell yeah.
But when I started in high school, I went to Palm Beach Central and I played under D-Trav and Alex Hernandez and all those guys. Tim Roberson was one of the catchers right before I got there. I mean, they're all great guys. So I mean,
So what year did you graduate high school?
2011.
Okay, you definitely played against my older brother Braden. He graduated from St. Lucia's in 12, and you probably played against Pete, right? Pete Strzelecki.
Maybe.
Shit, you and I probably played against each other. I went to Gardens until my junior year.
We never played Gardens.
Never?
No.
Oh, damn.
So when I was at Central, I played fall ball in my freshman year, and that was just atrocious. I hated fall ball.
It's loosely organized, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, fall ball is just like, hey, show up, you got a game tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
You're responsible for everything else.
Yeah, Palm Beach Central they have a great program.
Yeah.
As far as like training and prep. But
No,
like,
dude, I saw that because like I coached for St. Lucia's this last year, and like we had a Saturday afternoon JV spring game, and the varsity teams there weightlifting, like as part of their practice.
Yeah.
Like they run a tight program.
Yeah, exactly. We would weightlift and then go practice, or practice and then weightlift.
I think a lot of high school teams need to introduce that more. Is like you got to have like a training regimen of some other kind than just baseball.
Yeah.
Because like one thing I did a little bit was some boxing classes. I'm like, dude, like this is transferable from baseball. Like you need to like play other sports, and like Chris and I were talking about on last week's episode, play different positions. It's only going to help you more in the long run.
Yeah.
Boxing will help your footwork too. I did boxing myself also.
Dude, it is fun, and my God, the first time I did it, bro, I couldn't get out of bed the next day. My back was on
Most
fire.
cardio I've ever done in my life.
Oh my God, I know.
And I fucking hate long distance running.
Dude, I do too, but I forced myself to do it.
I hate any running. So.
Yeah, I forced myself to do it. 'Cause I'm
Amen.
like, dude, it's like if you can run, the rest of the day's easy.
We're sprinters. We're baseball players.
Yeah, we like short bursts.
Yeah, exactly.
Breaks.
Like you dig out a single and then you take like 4 pitches to steal second. That's your rest time.
Yeah.
Just getting a read on the pitcher, guys.
Yeah.
Exactly. So did you do a lot of travel ball scene or rec ball scene? What was that like in your more, I guess, formative baseball years?
A lot of travel ball. At Lake Worth, the travel teams had to play rec in the spring because we made up the all-star team.
Okay.
So I don't call it cheating, but we won a lot.
So do you feel like there's a noticeable difference in skill between travel ball versus rec?
Oh my God. It's like astronomical.
Night and day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah, and then you go play fall ball. It's like
You still get some of the stragglers in rec because they can't afford travel ball. Because travel ball is expensive.
well, yeah, so that was kind of me. We couldn't really afford, like real good travel ball, so I played daddy ball for a long time. My dad was actually my coach until I was like 10. Then he stepped away. And
But
then,
he was probably still there for you.
Of course, yeah. And but like the guys that took over the team, they were dads also, but like they were complete father figures to all of us.
That's how it should be, man.
If you're not like, I feel like if you're a coach and you're just there like for the money, say you're like a professional coach and you're not coaching daddy ball, you need to be there more than just like for the money.
Yeah.
I have kids so I used to coach professionally for XLB.
Okay.
And I coached their collegiate team, the Phipps Park Barracudas.
Oh, yeah. I actually played for them one year.
Did you?
Yeah. I pitched for them. I want to say it was the summer of 17.
17. Okay, I started in 21. So 21, 22, I coached.
Yeah, Jeff Fisher was my pitching coach. Do you know him?
No.
Oh, really cool dude. He played for the Expos a little bit back in the
Really?
day. Yeah. No, that was a fun league to play in the South Florida Collegiate League.
Yeah.
My old high school coach, he still coaches in that league. Nick Franco, you probably know him from
Yeah,
St. Lucia's.
I know Franco for sure.
He's going to be on the podcast.
He's been there for years.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah.
question for you: since you grew up in Lake Worth, around Phipps Park and stuff, you ever heard of a guy named Phil Ringer, batting coach?
Hitting coach?
Yeah,
The New Yorker guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's my lifelong batting coach.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. He still does
Huge Yankee
lessons
fan.
at I know. I see him all the time.
Does he still drive?
He actually kicked me out of the batting cages one day. It was
Are
great.
you yeah? Sounds like Phil. Does he still drive the big red van?
Yeah.
Probably got 400,000 miles on it.
Dude, or more. That thing is so old.
Dude must know a good mechanic. So, by the time you were in high school, like, what was your high school scene looking like? Because obviously that's where the talent level jumps again, and you're, looking at college in the distance, maybe professional ball. So, walk me through that time a little bit for you.
Man, high school ball.
Things got wild.
I mean, so I couldn't keep my grades at Palm Beach Central, so I had to go to my home school, which was Lake Worth.
Oh God.
It was so bad. Our team was bad.
Dude. Do you remember the year in 16 when they brought over a bunch of kids from like Costa Rica or whatever? Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Puerto Rico. Bro, I remember because that was my senior year. They had this one guy who was a senior throwing like, I don't know, fucking Mariano Rivera cutters. I'm like, bro, this kid's like 6'5". Are we sure he's 18?
Wait a second. They were recruiting guys from Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
High school ball?
Dude, that became a whole scandal in 2016. It was wild.
It was crazy. I don't know all the details, but like,
because when we played Park Vista in the district game, Lake Worth showed up for us to like root for us and against Vista because Vista ratted them out.
Yeah.
That was a whole thing in 16. But sorry, get back to your story. Interesting side
well,
tangent.
that team could have put Lake Worth like back on the map because like Lake Worth used to be a really good. They used to have a real good baseball program with Dave Manzo as their coach, Coach Trent there, Jack Markham. So like there's like generations of Lake Worth baseball like champions,
like 90s, 2000s.
Yeah, and didn't a bunch of their coaches play pro ball? Like back in the day.
I'm not sure.
I think they had some.
I know my coach, Clint Kovac, he played at Lynn University.
Okay.
And he was being recruited by the Braves. But I think that like fell through. I don't know if he like got hurt or something.
Sorry, I'm a huge Braves fan.
Oh boy. Yeah, well, it's going pretty good for you right now. The Marlins have been sneaking up on them more than you would think this year.
Yeah.
The Marlins are pretty nasty this year.
Bro, I gotta
good.
tell you, like, how in love with Luis Ariz are you? Because, bro, I can't get over it. This dude just hits everything right now. Like, he's hit over 300 like every year of his career so far, but this year, next level. After a scenery change, and he was drafted by the Twins, and then moves and still keeps going. It's incredible.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I think it's because he's not trying to hit the ball out of the park.
You're onto something there.
Yeah, dude, you don't need everyone to do that. You need a guy like that who's going to piss off the pitcher, take his knocks, hit his doubles, and he's got sneaky pop.
Yep.
He's a good second baseman, complete ball player.
Mm-hmm. And he plays first too. So there's that too. But
he's a guy who will put the team before himself any day of the week, and that's 100%. What you live for.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to make a thing of this. I'm going to ask you this question: your most memorable hit in your whole career?
Okay. Ooh,
that's tough. He's
like, I've had too many dingers, Chris.
So it actually is a dinger.
There we go.
When we were in Cooperstown, I was 12 years old.
Oh, damn! Do you hit a dinger up there?
Dude, two in one game.
No,
for real.
And don't they put the name in? Or they put your name in the books or something? They like log it.
Yeah, something like that. I was like in the newspaper for it. So we were facing this team from California, and their pitcher. It was the first game of the tournament. We got blown the fuck out. like we look like we shouldn't even have been there. We look like one of those like rec all-star teams that like just got put together, and we went to Cooperstown. Like they embarrassed us. That team ended up winning the tournament.
Oh well,
undefeated.
Well, bro, in Cali, they got money.
So I hit 2 home runs. I got 3 RBIs, and
dear God, they couldn't put anyone on base for you.
No, the dude who was hitting before me, he got on by error. It wasn't even a hit, I think. And I was 2 for 2 with those 2 home runs, and I got hit in my third at bat.
Oh boy,
obviously.
They didn't want you to hit again.
Yeah.
No, same pitcher.
Yeah.
That pitcher's parents. So we ended up losing that game 15-3. I had the 3 RBIs. That pitcher's parents came up to my
you had
parents.
all 3 RBIs.
Yeah.
All 3 runs scored.
Yeah. And you're probably the only guy who didn't make an error.
No, I threw out my arm that game. Trying to throw somebody out from center field wall to home plate. So I actually ended up I didn't pitch in Cooperstown, and I was like one of our top pitchers. Mm-hmm. I didn't play. I literally DH'd after that, the whole tournament. Mm-hmm. So I ended up hitting a couple more home runs. I think I left that week with like 6.
Wow. How many games?
8.
Damn.
Yeah. And
that's wild.
Yeah. Another crazy one too. Our first playoff game was against the Plantation Stars, who we've played so many times down here. Mm-hmm. And we go up there to play them. So our games were 6 innings. We played 10. Mm-hmm. We ended up winning 5-4. It was 4-4 from the 3rd inning to the 10th inning. 4-4.
Dude, something about those low scoring games, the adrenaline that runs through, because everything matters so much.
Yeah, our game, wild. We didn't get back to our barracks until 2 a.m. after that game. That game started a little bit late. I think we started at like 8. We got back to the barracks at 2 a.m.
Jesus.
All right, let's walk it back to your high school.
Tell his military guy calls it barracks.
Yeah,
well, that's what they are, dude.
Are they?
They got they got bunk beds.
Yeah.
There's bunk beds, and it's a bay. You just sleep in it with all your team.
So walking it back really quick to high school. So towards the end of high school, like what were you looking for out of baseball or your future?
So I was very fortunate. I had a pitching coach come in. I'm pretty sure he came in the end of my junior year, but he was there mostly in my senior year. Mm-hmm. I was more of a catcher than a pitcher, but
So what was your primary position? You'd say
catching.
Okay.
I was always like
all 3 of us.
Yeah. I was always like a utility guy, but in high school I kind of took up catching. I had a pitching coach for the South Florida Prospects that he was like, hey, we need a guy to close out this game. And I hadn't caught in like 2 games. So I was like, yeah, I'll throw.
Yeah.
And I was throwing like 92. And the guy's like, the guy's like, well, why don't you ever pitch? And I was like, because I like catching.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to pitch.
It's a good enough reason.
Yeah, well, some
sure.
people too, they don't want to go to pitching because when you're a position player, you get to play every day.
Yeah.
As a pitcher, if you're
And
a
you get
starter,
to hit.
well, yeah, that's where I'm getting at with it. But as a pitcher, you kind of got to. There's a lot of waiting time. I mean, some people think to being a PO in high school, I don't know how.
Lazy. I mean, that's.
I always hated sitting in the bullpen.
Yeah.
So, I
A few
mean.
times I did, yeah. Sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was when I wasn't catching, obviously I was in the bullpen, catching bullpens and stuff. And I would just see those guys and I'm like, bro,
What are you doing with your life?
what, you seriously,
Yeah.
like
Move
this
it
is
off.
all you guys have to do is throw a dip in and spit and blow freaking bubbles like with bubbles.
They come in and give up the lead.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you guys are.
So
I mean, we had a good pitching staff for
Yeah.
the prospects, but anyways, yeah. So he got me a couple of connects with Hillsborough Community College, Polk County, like some state colleges.
yeah,
Because like I said, like at the time my GPA wasn't great. I really wasn't hitting that well. That was a big problem for me because I prioritized my defense. Because pass balls are a big deal.
yeah, dude. When you're catching,
sure.
when you're catching, it's heavily defensive first.
Yeah.
and you gotta make relationships with every pitcher you got.
Yeah.
Like,
You have to be okay with sacrificing your body.
oh yeah, big
Yeah,
time. And you gotta
100%,
be okay with taking some 0 for 4s. Like it's really one of the most. I'd say it's the most grueling position in baseball, easily. Like everything that comes down to it, because you're calling games too, so you gotta think like a pitcher and also a position player.
Yep. Man.
So did you end up pitching in college?
No. I never went to college.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Damn, 6 home runs in Cooperstown, but no college baseball.
Yeah, I know.
Going back to that.
So it's almost like I gave up after those 6 home runs a little bit.
But going back to those 8 games, the ball looked like a beach ball, didn't it?
Yeah,
Dude, yeah, it was.
Were you
awesome.
just sitting in the box like knowing something's gonna happen?
No, I mean, so.
Or was it all
learned-
just reactionary?
Yeah, I learned later on in life that like I should expect and not hope.
Yeah,
And now that like I think about it, I was always expecting, not to be like arrogant or cocky or anything, but I was always expecting at the time. And I was never like, oh, I hope I get hit. I was never that player.
No, bro, you cannot have that mindset in baseball.
Dude,
Every at bat, you have to think, I'm your fucking daddy. I'm going to get a knock, or if you're pitching, I'm going to strike you out. It's that fine line that Chris and I were talking about last week. It's the difference between confidence and arrogance.
Yeah, that
You gotta
fine
be
line between confident and
You
cocky.
have to know you can do it and that you're prepared.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ride the
100%.
line, but
Yeah,
don't cross
that's
it.
the line. The line is, when you cross the line, it's I'm better than you. No, you're not better than anyone.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the ball never bounces the same way.
No.
So, like, you could go-
splitters in the dirt, fucking worst.
Yeah, 4 for 4 one day, 0 for 4 the next day. Like the very next day, I mean, that just happens. That's baseball. That's what I love about the game is it's so unpredictable. You never know.
And remember in 22, Vlad went like 4 for 4 against the Yankees with like 3 bombs. Then the next day he gets the
cold.
golden sombrero.
What's that, 4 strikeouts?
Yeah. Bro, it's just crazy.
How awful is that?
Oh,
Strike out 4 times. in a
literally
game.
the day before you're on top of the world, and the next day you're like, bro, I'm about to lose my job. Like, but that's the thought process that happens. So how did you navigate those hard times of like riding the highs and lows?
Man, taking my brother to the field and having him throw me BP. Like if I was ever like in a slump, you know, they have like the slump buster.
Oh boy.
Okay, tell us
wanna
your,
hear that.
tell us your story.
I never had one of those.
Okay, allegedly.
Allegedly. We won't talk about it.
Not the waitress at what is it?
No. We'll mention that one. Yeah.
Sorry, mom.
No, I mean, like everybody talks about that. I literally always took that as a joke.
I think it more so is. Some guys actually do it. There's no way they don't.
Yeah, I mean, there's some there's some idiots out there. Like,
Oh, don't.
Baseball's not full of the smartest people.
Bro, when
for
you
sure.
meet
It doesn't
baseball,
take a lot of brain cells
Dude.
to hit a baseball.
when you meet a baseball player, they're going to be the dumbest motherfucker you met, or they might be surprisingly eloquent.
Yeah.
Very difficult thing
like,
to do, but it does not require thinking.
Yeah.
Well, it's a fine line between thinking and reactionary, because you have to like process an at bat as it happens. Like first pitch, where am I hitting in the lineup?
Mm-hmm.
What's the game looking like? How good's this pitcher? Like a lot of things come into consideration. Then later on, like did I get a hit off of this guy? Like that's going to change how he pitches you his next at bat, especially if there's a runner on base. There's still a lot of those small things you have to take into consideration for your preparation.
I mean, that's very true. Like my first game playing with you guys with the D-backs.
Yeah, I've only played with you once. This is the second time I met Conrad, and what a fucking bro he is.
I don't know who did the lineup. I think it was Kenny.
Yeah, probably was.
But he put me batting 4th or 5th, and I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, fuck.
Where do you like hitting?
7th. 7th is like real comfortable.
Because you want to get those fastballs.
You're going to see
back
some
end,
good pitches there.
Dude, so Father's Day, Donnie makes the lineup, puts me at 7. I didn't say anything. That's where he put me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, sweet. I get up there, my first at bat, RBI single, 2 outs.
Oh, there you go.
Second at bat, RBI single, 1 out, 2 outs. I don't remember. Third at bat, this is a new pitcher. He comes in and literally throws me 6 fastballs and strikes me out. And I was like, I literally walked back to the dugout laughing, and I was like, this motherfucker just struck me out on 6 straight fastballs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You probably
Like,
weren't expecting it, though.
I got it. No, I wasn't. I got him to a full count. It was a full count.
And you think he's going to try to trick you, flip one in.
I was waiting for that after he got 2 strikes because I like fouled off 2 off the.
Did he have a good fastball?
Average. I mean, it was men's league average.
Yeah, so probably
Remember
what
what team
80?
it was?
The Reds.
Okay, yeah. They're pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like we played an extremely good game against them.
Yeah.
They ended up pulling it out. We had a couple base running mistakes, but
Yeah.
they ended up pulling it out in the end. So
you didn't play college baseball. No. So what'd you do those years after you turned 18?
So I don't know if you guys ever heard of Tim Ferguson.
I have not.
He played for the Expos.
Yeah, his name sounds familiar.
He coached in West Palm a little bit. My senior year, I believe.
Tim Ferguson.
He was coaching the Post 47 American Legion.
Ooh, I remember playing them way back in the day. They were nasty.
I was post 162.
164.
164. Sorry, I was off. I'm fucking terrible at math.
Post 318 Fort Pierce.
Yeah.
Post died by the time I got to high school.
That sucks, man. I love playing American Legion.
Legion ball back in the day was legit.
Yeah.
But no, the thing is, if you
so fucking good.
if you get out of South Florida, like northern Florida, Legion's still a thing. It's
Yeah,
wild.
it is.
It's
It
wild.
is.
Down here, it's dead because like
all travel.
Well, down here, it's a lot of commercialization. Like
FTB.
Showcase.
yeah, like
All that.
It's
showcase baseball. Like
It's
I
all
don't-
showcase.
yeah, like I
Took
don't know.
over.
I
It
feel
sucks
like
playing for showcase teams.
I feel like
too.
you have to be a freak of nature to like make it from a showcase team.
No, I mean, I played for the South Florida Prospects for 2 years.
No, I mean to like make it to the next level. Like if you want to get picked up, because a lot of times it's who you know that can get you looks.
Yep.
Who was
That's
your coach for the prospects?
Harold Vaca and Eddie Vaca. They were brothers down in Miami.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right, real quick. So what were you doing when you were 18?
So Tim Ferguson
Yeah.
was coaching the Rio Doso Osos, which is independent for the Yankees. They're no longer a team.
So you went to indie ball,
Well,
basically.
I never signed a contract.
Okay.
But yeah, like I was trying to play for them.
It's not like you would have made anything. Indie ball players get like what, 500 a month?
400.
Oh my god.
Yeah, especially out there out west.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they were.
So-
I'm pretty sure they were in like Texas near El Paso.
So how's the competition for indie ball?
Shit, it's a lot.
Really?
It's a lot better now because of the
Yeah.
whole COVID thing, and they cut all like the double and single A.
And I think a lot of people have been realizing like minor league baseball, like, bro, it's kind of a fucking scam. It's low levels. Because like in indie ball, they'll put you up with a host family. They won't do that in the minor leagues. Like now they're just making it a thing where like, I think this was the first thing. It was like right before COVID, teams were saying like, oh yeah, we'll pay for your housing for minor leaguers. That's why it kind of pissed me off when major leaguers were like, we want to increase our salary. But I'm like, dude, minor league players are making like fucking $8,000 a year. What do you need more money for?
But yeah,
You know what I mean?
Struggle. I know a lot of minor league guys, and actually, my mom was hosting a second baseman for the Mets while I was playing college ball.
Because remember that big CBA thing going into the 23 season? They were arguing to make more money. They raised the league minimum from $500K to $750K. But they're like, this is for our jobs and our future. But what about the people in the system, like in the line coming up to the big leagues? What about them? They just get fucked?
Of course, they just get fucked.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, they're not.
But they were just talking about giving them pay raises. Like, dude,
so.
they are not making a livable wage. And to train, like, you have to train a lot. And that doesn't give you a lot of time to work.
Yep.
Because it's ridiculous how much preparation you have to put in to make it. And it's like, whatever you do still might not be enough.
Yeah. I have a bunch of friends or acquaintances that made it to the league. They were getting paid. They were in minor league ball. Obviously, I grew up with Trey Turner, playing against him.
Are you still in touch with him?
No.
Just a
we
curiosity
played
question.
together. Yeah. We played together on one team on the Gators.
So, real quick, a question about Trey. What I've heard when he was younger, really fast, really good defensively, but not the best hitter.
Very
Is that
small.
accurate?
Yeah. He was very small.
Okay.
He was probably like the smallest on the team.
But lightning
he
fast,
was
quick
awesome,
hands.
dude.
Yeah, lightning fast and quick hands.
Yeah, I mean, he hit a growth spurt in high school, and that made him even better.
I actually remember one game because my brother Braden played against Trey Turner in high school. It was like a ground ball to like, I think the 6th hole. He barehands it and throws it across the diamond right to the first baseman's chest. And like my brother Braden was a really good high school player. Like he had like 500. He was leading the league in average for a while. And he's like, "Oh, you're just fucking better than the rest of us." Like that was his reaction.
There are some guys out there like that. They're just like,
No, there are.
He's different.
Yeah, I mean, Trey Turner is a whole nother animal, man.
Yeah.
Like especially
Biggest guy to come out of our area by far.
for sure after Saltalamacchia.
My ex-boss played with Sultan Lamakia.
Yeah.
Saltalamacchia could have been a whole lot better, I think. And
Why do you think that?
I feel like he left the league too early.
I think you're right.
Yeah. But like a lot of what you hear is like major leaguers, they get the mental burnout. It's a long season, man. It's tough.
But if you think about it, out of all the positions other than pitcher, like if you're an actual position player, catchers get the most time off.
But they also have to do the most preparation.
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
You're basically emotional support animal for 5 starting pitchers and 7, 8 relievers or something. You got to build a personal relationship with everybody. You got to know how they like their game called, what pitches they go to. Like there's a lot that goes into being a catcher.
Yeah, for sure.
So what do they play, like 130?
They'll play like 130.
Yeah, I think a good number for
Unless
catchers.
you're Yachty and you're just a fucking maniac. Like
Yachty
dude's
never wanted to come off
38.
the field.
Dude, Yachty's 38. I'll catch the day game after a night game.
Yeah.
Like, don't take me out of the lineup. I was actually listening to, you guys ever listen to Foul Territory? They're like they're a newer baseball platform. Like Scott Braun from MLB Network started that, and they're like AJ Pierzynski's on it too. And when he was with the Cardinals, AJ Pierzynski's catching, and the manager goes up to Yachty. He's like, "Should we take this guy out?" He's like, "Why don't you ask the guy who's catching?" Like Yachty had that much control over a pitching staff. It was wild.
What do you think about catchers making the best coaches?
Yes.
All right, so I think because I mean, like you see the whole entire field, right? Like that's your job. You're the captain. You're in charge of the field. And when I train my catchers, like when I was coaching for XLB, I would tell them that. I'm like, you're in charge. You're the captain. I need you to be loud. My catchers are like, 1 out, 1 out. We got one. Or they would just hold the finger up.
Like, no.
Did my center fielder know that you were holding up 1 because there's 1 out? No, he didn't know that.
They've been talking about one hot girl in the freaking stands. Who knows?
Oh my god, bro! Those guys are the worst. It's like, bro, you're here to play baseball.
Yeah,
worry about your slump buster later.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of
you got to pretend that there's 30,000 screaming fans all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that I was like a pretty decent coach. I still have players call me for like lessons and stuff.
Dude, that's great.
And the guy that I coached with for the Cudas, Justin Sizemore, incredible coach. He was a catcher. He caught at PBA, and the best part is he walked on PBA after being a soccer player his whole life, and he became a starting catcher.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, soccer player from Wisconsin.
Because one thing about baseball too is like it's a hard sport to pick up at first. Because you ever watch some like NFL, NBA players when they take batting practice with the big league team? Some of them look fucking stupid.
It looks like a baby giraffe trying to walk.
Yeah, like
Well, except for Tom Brady.
Yeah, no, you'll
apparently he's just the best at everything.
you'll get the exceptions to the rule, but like most of them, if they haven't picked up a bat before, they look like an idiot swinging.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing. And like, there's a quote, I forgot who it was by, but it's like you put a baseball player in any sport, they'll compete. Take someone else into baseball, no, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that you have to be more athletic than I think any other sport in baseball.
Yeah, and it's just like everything you do in baseball is like against what your body tells you to do.
Yeah,
It's
Like, especially
it's
throwing-
skills based.
Yeah, because like, dude, throwing, you know, your body's not meant to throw downhill. That's why softball players, they can actually pitch an entire game. Well, that's
Or,
actually
like, they'll throw like 150
but
pitches in a day.
Yeah.
That's another rabbit hole about like how pitchers are used now. It's crazy. Like you go 5 innings, throw 70 pitches, and you get a fucking ovation from the fans.
Yeah,
Like, bro, you were a long reliever today.
yeah. Good job with those 70 pitches, dude.
What happened to going 120?
But that's where
8
analytics
innings.
has overtaken baseball, and it drives me crazy because it's like, how's this guy who, like, don't get me wrong, you have a degree in math, but like, you don't know shit about playing baseball most of the time. It's just wild how intrusive stats have become in baseball.
Well, so I was never big on stats.
Big on winning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's all that matters.
I'm still big on winning. I hate losing. I'm
Exactly.
so competitive, but like,
Thank you. Preach it.
but I mean, we've all suffered those beatings. You know,
Yes.
like I've caught games where I'm literally in one inning for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
And then we still have like a whole other hour left in the game. And I'm like, dude, this is only one inning.
Yeah.
This game sucks.
Do you ever curse the pitcher out in your head?
Pitchers?
Like in your head, you're thinking, "You motherfucker, stop bouncing the ball,
Dude,
Just
no.
hit my glove."
No, they're,
No. So,
you put the middle finger down for the fastball. Just that.
so I used to be kind of like an asshole when I was catching, not particular to the pitchers, but if they were like bouncing the ball a lot, I would literally take the ball and throw it back to the pitcher as hard as if I'm throwing it down to second.
Chris,
I
didn't
would
I do
throw
that
it
to
right
you
to the
before?
pitcher's chest.
I'm pretty sure I did that to you last season when you were pitching.
You might have.
You were working me in the dirt, and I ripped one right out your
think
chest.
so.
Yeah.
Oh, and if I ever get crossed up, you're getting
Oh,
worse.
hang on, real quick. I got a Jamal story for you.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
First off, Jamal.
There's an empty seat here for you, man.
Yeah, I know. That's how you know he's not here. But Jamal's seriously one of the sweetest dudes. He'll help you with anything, like on and off the field. Like he'll be your best buddy. But his confidence when it comes to baseball is so weird because I'm like, dude, you're a fucking great baseball player. You just gotta think it a little more. But anyway, the point of the story is I was starting pitching one game. He was catching. And then the way I do my signs is like I did in high school, like location, then pitch. So 3-1 is a fastball down the middle. He calls that. I throw a fastball. It hits the umpire in the tip. And then he's like, dude, why'd you throw a curve? I called the curveball. I was like, no, you didn't. And he's like, oh, shit, my bad.
Man.
Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal.
Love that guy.
Yeah, someone
Yeah.
crossed me up a couple weeks ago, and it hit the umpire's toe.
Really quick, I didn't say this
Right.
on air. Great shirt.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I got a bunch more like these.
Baseballism's the best for some
Yeah,
gear.
they're from Major League, the movie, right? I got I'll wear a different one next time I'm on here, but yeah.
Oh, real quick, Conrad, while we're going, come back whenever. Even
This is fun.
Yeah,
I'm down to come back
Right?
whenever. Yeah.
dude, he's looking at the clock right now. Almost 39 minutes is flying by.
I didn't realize
I feel
how
like,
much
I feel
fun
like we
I
haven't
would
even talked about that much yet.
No, but
yeah.
that's the best thing is we're having fun. Like the point of why I called it dugout chatter is like we're in the dugout shooting the shit.
I always thought of it like pretend it's a rain delay. Like, what are we gonna do, right?
Yeah, I think about it.
Tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, two ball,
bunch of crazy
two
shit.
ball.
Two ball.
Yeah, dude, I love two ball. I got
What's
my
two
nephew
ball?
doing it. Oh, it's so literally two balls, make a circle around each other. Let's say it's like 3 people, so we make a circle. I throw 2 balls up to Conrad.
I have to
He tries
catch
to-
both
Oh.
of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can use both hands. I think you knock someone out if you catch it with one hand. Then go around it. You can snake eye people and do whatever, but 2 balls.
We should do that on the podcast.
Or you could do
No, that's a separate YouTube video. I can.
or you
understand.
could do it where
activity.
like everybody has a ball and the guy starting has 2, and you flip one to somebody and they have to flip their ball before they catch the other one.
Okay.
And then you got like literally just baseballs like flying
All
in
right.
the air the whole time.
What about we just called it like glove hand glove. Like same kind of idea, but you have to pass it from your glove to your glove to someone
Okay.
else.
Oh,
Or
I
from
got
your
you.
hand to your glove, or from your glove to your hand.
All right, really quick.
do
There is one question I want to get to, and I'll probably ask everyone this on the podcast. So, real quick, how old were you when you hung up your cleats, like trying to make it to the pros?
Hung up my cleats trying to make it to the pros.
You know what I mean? When the dream died, how old were you?
I'm still trying to make it to the pros.
Right? It never dies.
Yeah, but
I would say, I guess after I didn't go to college, I was just kind of like, I'll do this men's league thing, and
yeah, to have fun with it. But because I was talking to Chris about it too, like what was life like for me? It was depressing after I stopped playing when I turned 18. Like I couldn't watch baseball. I didn't want anything to do with it for a while. I felt like the game cheated me. Where were you at that time?
nothing like that.
I got to a bad place. I think you did too.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
But you had a real purpose though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I stopped like competing like for that ride, like to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And I joined the men's league. I actually got an opportunity to play in front of a college coach from Concordia College, which is up in upstate New York. And I had everything going. Like I was going to go to that school, but I had started a semester at Palm Beach State. So I had to get 20 credits in order to transfer. And when they told me that, I was like, man, I'm far from 20 credits. Like, I don't want to have to go to get 20 credits. Can I start over?
It's just 2.5 semesters, but I hear you.
Well,
Yeah.
So I was in the middle of my second semester. So all I needed to do was summer.
Yeah.
And it would have been like half the summer. And I was like, man, I don't want to do this. So I stopped going to school. I was like, I don't want to do it. And I never contacted the coach either and tell him I wasn't doing it. But he also never contacted me to see how anything was going. What we talked about before I left there was a full ride to go, and which would have been awesome. For a long time, I thought that's what I needed to go because I didn't know about like financial aid or anything like that. Student loans, I was just like, I'm not taking a loan. I don't have good credit.
Dude,
It's
school's-
very confusing to navigate all that stuff.
Dude, I know. And
Yeah,
you're still a kid at the time. Like, you don't get proper teaching about that. Like, about real life shit like that. Like, taxes.
Yeah, they don't teach you how to
Financial
do that in
aid.
high school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually was watching a YouTube video, and it's like classes the school system should implement. One of them was stress management. That should be a requirement for every school to have a class on stress management.
wow, yeah. If I would have had that,
Dude, because
Holy shit.
when you get thrown into real life, it's crazy.
Real life sucks, guys.
Yeah, that's why you're here.
Like I said last time, if any kid is listening to this, go to class.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a big deal.
Go to class.
Rich, go to class.
Me too, dude.
I love Rich.
So no good
so-
enough degrees here, I guess, huh?
So my outlet
Yeah.
from, I guess, like not playing baseball anymore was enlisting in the military.
Wow.
Because I was like,
That's a drastic jump, too.
I mean, I was also like, I need to get out of Florida.
Yeah.
Like I got to a
Mad
point.
respect, though.
I
Yeah,
got to
dude,
a point
man.
where I was like, dude, it's Florida, it's summer, it's raining every fucking day. I hate this crap. I need to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And the first place I went was Georgia, and it was raining every fucking day.
Yeah.
And I was
had
like,
swamp
yeah,
ass.
great. Yeah. Oh, dude.
But dude, like what I noticed,
we won't even go there.
what I
It's
noticed
so
with a
bad.
lot of baseball players too is like I wasn't bad at school. Like I got a 3.3. I didn't try as hard as I could have. But I fucking hate sitting in the classroom, being told what to do. It's like no, I want to get up. I want to see what I'm doing. I don't want to just like fucking read all day. Like give me something tangible to do.
Yeah, like actually teach me.
Yeah,
Don't
like,
just hand me a book and be like, do this chapter.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I know
I'm the same way.
It's frustrating. Like I need something to do. I just can't read books all day and then regurgitate information and that's also something too is like you're smart in certain aspects. You might be able to take a test better than me, but like, can you do an oil change? Can you change your tire? It's like
We're active
Yeah.
people.
yeah,
We like
you're
to be
smart
outside.
in different ways.
Absolutely. Like some people have, they're smart with the natural world, like with, fishing or hunting or something. Some people are book smart
Yeah,
with math.
but that also comes down to like
Those book smart
well,
people.
to go down a different rabbit hole.
I don't
like,
know about them either.
Yeah. To go down a rabbit hole, that goes down to like your genealogy. Like we're fucking 20,000-year-old brains in a modern society. We're probably the people who were the hunters and gatherers of our tribes back in the day.
Well, that's how we learned how to throw.
yeah.
We had to throw spears back then.
Yeah, that's why I could throw 70.
They used to kill mammoths back then with like spears made of wood and like a stone arrowhead or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I was about to say something, totally forgot.
Well,
You'll remember it in the shower
But really
later.
quick, yeah, shower thoughts. What did baseball teach you going into life? All the years of playing, all the grind you put in. Like, what did baseball teach you translating into real life? Being an adult, being a father, all that.
Dude, my whole entire life, baseball was like who I am, and all my
Identity
teams.
crisis when you stop playing.
Yeah,
It's real.
my teams. If my team wasn't like a family to me, we wouldn't have a good team, or I would leave.
Yeah.
I would just go play somewhere else. And now I treat my family like they're my team. Like I lean on my wife.
That also comes back to that tribe pack mentality.
Dude, I mean, it's crazy how baseball teaches you so many lessons, like in life and about life. Like, yeah, like I said, like I lean on my wife for everything.
So even in your married life, it's like
Baseball
you're a
has helped
team.
you.
You're a team with your wife.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. You
It's
have to.
beautiful.
We've
Love it.
been married for 9 years. We've been together for 10,
Nice.
and we've definitely had our ups and downs. But like
That's how life goes.
once her and I both started becoming a team, and not like her trying to like control what we do or me trying to control like what we do, and we started like talking to each other. I was like, man,
You're both trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
In a ball game.
it's like when you have a team full of Chiefs. No offense to St. Lucius, but
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah, St. Lucius was a sometimes with some of the teams I've had.
yeah, I mean,
You could tell we didn't like each other
what?
at St. Lucius.
Well, I never played against you guys, like your teams.
Well, no, just
particularly.
any one of them. Can you tell if
The
that
team
team had bad team chemistry?
So my senior year, that team was really decent.
But St. Lucius?
Yeah.
Dude, they get good ball players. They do.
Yeah, they definitely had some good ball players that season. There was Kyle Smith.
Yeah.
He got drafted out of high school.
Well, I brought up Pete Strzelecki earlier.
That was the name of my head coach at Treasure Coast. Probably not the same Kyle Smith.
Yeah,
but-
no. But why I brought up Pete Strzelecki is he's in the big leagues with the Brewers right now.
Yeah.
I was a freshman his senior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Kyle Smith is another guy I played against my whole life.
Yeah, he got drafted by like the Royals and then traded to the Astros for Justin Maxwell, who was a big league starter at the time. Dude had talent.
Yeah. Yeah. No. He was good. I really stopped like following him so much after like high school and seeing like what was going on. But I mean, there's other dudes like Mitchell Morales, Matthew Morales.
I remember the Moraleses.
Yeah, their dad was a scout for the Braves for a long time, and then he became a scout for the Nationals. Great family.
He scouted me for a little bit too.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome. Michael Kelly was another guy. Like, I mean, there's so many names from down here that are just insanely good with talent in
You know
baseball.
who I played against too? Jonathan India, second baseman for the Reds. They all come out of here. A lot of them.
Yeah.
From where we're sitting, south is
Oh,
like
my
the baseball mecca
God.
of the fucking world. The farther south you go, the better it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miami's just other beast entirely. It gets even better. Yeah.
So when you were growing up playing travel, All Stars or whatever, Miami teams,
Oh,
right?
all the time.
Kick your teeth in?
So we actually played against, I don't know if you guys remember, Alex Fernandez, pitcher for the Marlins. Mm-hmm. His son, I played against his son all the time. And him and Alex Fernandez and my dad became good friends because he would bring his RV, Alex Fernandez would bring his RV up to West Palm, and he'd get it stuck. And my dad had to pull it out with his truck. So
Kind of like today.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, this morning was rough.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a bad
Sorry,
bad
Rich.
car day for all you guys.
Yeah. Sorry, Rich.
Rich takes time out of his day to do this. Thank you.
I know. Thank you so much, dude.
Thank you, man.
Rich is a beast.
Yeah, but playing against guys in Miami probably is the biggest thing that pushed me to go play for a team in Miami.
Okay.
The South Florida prospects were out of Miami.
Oh, really quick, just about how the baseball scene is down here. So when Braden was in high school playing a showcase, he played against Manny Machado at a showcase. Like, dude was in the 6 hole. Like, you know how you'll flip it to a second baseman underhand on a double play? He was doing that from the 6 hole at short to the first baseman's chest, just throwing seeds.
I believe it.
I do too.
Machado's so
Like,
nasty.
His arm is insane.
His arm is something else. Like, bro, I'd like to see him on the mound. Like, you know what I mean? Just let it rip.
I used to be like super against Machado because he's very like
He's a personality.
very much so. And like the more I watch him play, I'm like, dude, this guy's so good.
Yeah.
He's nasty.
an
I
animal.
actually was watching the Padres play against San Francisco when they were on a 10-game winning streak.
Yeah.
The Giants were on a 10-game winning streak, and I watched one inning, and literally it was Tatis got walked on like an 8-pitch walk. Soto gets down. They were playing a shift on him, like a slight shift. He bunted it down the third baseline, gets on base, so first and second. Next batter, Machado hits a freaking bomb. And I'm like, dude, why is this guy so freaking nasty?
Well, going back to the 2017 WBC, not just that like, Adam Jones robbed him, but dude, like Tyler Clippard threw him a pitch off the plate that he like threw his hands at, and it would have been a home run if it wasn't for Adam Jones making one of the most ridiculously athletic plays.
Yeah, I mean, like just like that.
Like
he
can throw his barrel at a ball and it's fucking going.
It's ridiculous.
Like you can't teach that.
Yeah,
That's why those guys are in the big leagues and we're here.
exactly. Yeah, we're just here talking shit about big leaguers. Dude, it's funny because sometimes I'll be talking to people and I'm like, man, that guy sucks. But he's like getting paid like millions of dollars to play.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, he's so trash.
But doesn't mean someone can't do what they do. They are human.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and like you obviously you say they suck like when they're in a slump, and then they get out of that slump and they're like dinger here, dinger there.
Rock star.
Yeah.
Like Rizzo's kind of in a slump right now. A home run slump.
I've gone through so many love-hate relationships with Stanton. Like, remember in, like, I think it was 19 when the Yankees were playing the Red Sox and they were trying to, like, you know, make it over the hump. I think it was the last year Gardy was with them. And then it's a 3-game series against the Red Sox. He's fucking annihilating them, hitting home runs every game. I'm like, Stanton, you won my heart. And then he gets hurt every year after that. And, like, this year he's hitting, like, a $180.
I fucking hate
Dude, why the
Stanton
fuck why was he in the All-Star game last year? Like, I know he hit a home run, but it's like, dude, you're hitting, like, 202, couple dingers.
Dude, so I've come to
weird.
realize that, like, people just vote based on a name. They don't vote based on stats.
I don't like
Tatis
that.
got voted into the All-Star game
And
also.
he was suspended. Oh my god! Like
Aaron,
last year,
Aaron Judge got voted into the All-Star game this year.
well,
He's been on the IL.
but he does have the stats to back it at the time. That
was
one's a
good
little.
enough.
That one's a little more forgiving.
Ish.
Yeah, but like I think last year's All-Star game voting was probably one of the worst in MLB history for 2022. It was bad. Like you had. I'm like, how can
I don't even remember the game last year.
like this is the debate I have. Like, yes, if you hit for power, that's impressive. But like, I think Luis Ariz hitting 388 is more impressive than the guy who hits 200 with 30 homers.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
It's because those are.
I would much rather have a higher batting average than a higher K rate.
I know, because if you're putting the ball in play, pressure on the defense, the pitcher's like, I can't get a ball by you. Then, like in Luis Ariza's case, you see him get pitches like lowing in off the plate at his ankles, and he flips it into left field. As a pitcher, doesn't that piss you off?
100%.
And you're like, why can't I get this guy out? What do I have to do? But like when it comes to like Joey Gallo, like, bro, I can exploit so many different spots in the zone on you. I just can't miss.
Guys,
but Joey
how do
Gallo
you score runs?
Yeah.
Get on base.
Exactly. That's all you got to do. Just get on base. Whether it's a walk, an error, who cares?
Dude, Joey Gallo.
But there's a difference. There's a difference when you
ass.
Yeah, but
there's the Yankees.
There's a difference when you're facing a guy who's hitting 190 and 380. You're scared of the guy who's hitting 380. The guy who's hitting 190, you know you can strike him out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
That comes down to basic statistics, and that's
Probably
what
not
baseball's
pitching
all
around
about
that
now, is
guy.
statistics.
Nah, we're going right at him.
Statistically, the more hits you have, the more likely you are to win. So why are hits and batting average bastardized in baseball now?
Yeah, I think it's because
Chicks dig the long ball.
Okay, we get it. That was Tom Glavine and shit.
Greg Maddux.
Greg Maddux, yeah. They made that commercial. That was a great commercial.
Conrad, you seen that one?
No,
Also, Mark Mulder.
I'll send it to you.
Not Mark Mulder. God, why'd I come up with that name? Fuck. He was pitching. Probably because I've been playing MVP 05 too much. Mark McGuire. He was in that commercial too, but he was roided out of his mind.
His forearms are as thick as my thighs.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, his skeleton couldn't support the inhumane amount of muscle he had.
Who's your favorite baseball player?
of all time.
Yep.
Jeter?
Jeter.
Give me some.
Respect.
Actually, I was listening to your podcast, your solo one,
Oh, thank you. That one was terrible.
and you said that Jeter quote about somebody who trains harder.
Just because someone's more talented than you, it's not an excuse for them to work harder than you.
I have it tattooed.
Bro. Oh. That's a clip, Richard.
That's sick right there. Yeah,
But,
It's
that's
tattooed
true.
right there.
All right, guys.
that's legit.
100%.
Before we wrap up, because we're almost about an hour now, give me a good R-rated baseball story. Both of you.
You first.
Yeah, you're the guest.
So-
This is your episode.
So I was playing for the South Florida Prospects,
Okay.
and we went to Georgia for the East Cobb tournament, and we were staying at this hotel, and I'm in a room with these two brothers, and I'm like, man, these dudes are weirdos. And I walk in the room, so I went down to the pool. I walk back in the room, and these dudes are both naked on the bed.
Huh?
And I was like, yo, what the fuck are you guys doing? And this guy's like, oh, we're seeing who could stay soft the longest.
What?
And I was like, bro, this is the story. This is the story. that I
we
was
talked
like,
about this like before we
Yeah.
got on air.
Yeah. And so I was like, bro, put some fucking clothes on right now. And this guy's like, no, we gotta finish. I'm like, you guys are brothers.
What?
Two of my pictures.
Dude,
Jesus fucking Christ.
Dude, I was like, bro, this is disgusting. And so like I leave the room. I was like, look, I'm leaving. When I come back, you guys better have some clothes on.
yeah.
And the dude's like, man, fuck you. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, because you're the problem there. Oh,
So I leave.
God.
I leave and I bring back like four of our other teammates. And these two dudes are still naked on the bed.
No way.
And then this one guy goes and he goes, all right. It was a whole huge thing.
Now I
Those
might not
dudes,
put this episode on YouTube.
those dudes ended up flying home after that.
Oh, God. Chris, give us one that's a little less disturbing.
I can't fucking top that right now. I mean, I'm mind blown, honestly.
Oh, my.
But the problem isn't that they're two guys; it's that they're brothers, right?
Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to wonder how many times they do that in their life.
Jesus.
God. Now I'm wondering if I can even put this on Spotify. That's wild.
And you can.
Okay. Well, I think Spotify's cool. It's the Wild West out on Spotify. Dear God.
yeah,
All right. Conrad, before we wrap up, well, I guess for both of you, anyone can reach you? Anything you guys want to plug?
Man, I don't have social media.
Good for you.
I got TikTok, but I literally just watch videos.
Chris,
I
anything?
just got on TikTok.
Why?
That's a good question. I don't know. Well, I'll plug Bubba, the new company I work for,
There you go.
fishing stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Wildling. right, guys, thank you both for being here. You're always welcome back anytime. And see, for today, it was your episode, but you can still come here and hang out. We got 4 mics. 4 is the limit. Jamal, I guess we'll see you.
Jamal, you need to get your ass in here.
Yeah, we got a Jamal seat that is empty right now. But yeah, guys, we'll see you at the field tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, thank you both so much for being here. Rich, thank you for running the board. And we'll see y'all next week on Dugout Chatter.